So what's up, everyone? It is your girl, GELBEAUTY 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the Menagarie Indigo Ink palette. So this is the palette that inspired me today, so that's why I decided to pull this one out today. It definitely gives me vibes of the palette that none other than Miss Tina the Fancy Face, who lives in the background here, came up with, the Hummingbird palette. It gives me somewhat of a sense of that. One of y'all had actually told me that because I did an eye look with Tina's palette and then an eye look with this palette. Somebody was like, it looks really similar to Tina's palette. I was like, oh. And I was like, I guess it kind of does. So if you didn't get a chance to get Tina's palette, they do still sell this palette. That's another reason I'm about to show this, because I know a new Inside collab dropped, and I wanted you to know that there is an alternative to Tina's palette. It's not gonna be exact. The shimmers in Tina's palette are unmatched when it comes to the special shades she chose, but like you can get a similar vibe from this palette, if you will. So I want to make sure I shout it out and let you see it. But I'm trying to figure out what to do with this palette, because there's so many ideas pop in my head when I see this palette that I'm like, I don't want to recreate a look I've already done before, just because I feel like doing that is kind of annoying to people. But at the same time, it's like there's so many color ideas going on in my mind, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I normally have an idea for y'all when I'm on camera and tell you and then leave and come back and do it, but it's like this time I'm just looking at, like, there's so much fun going on here. I can't decide in my mind, so I actually have to go off camera and decide which color combinations I want to put together, and then I'll come back and show you. But the last like 2 or 3 I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and this, and I'm like, I don't know for once, because it's just that much fun going on in here, so I can't, my brain is like, it's too much fun, I don't know. So I'm gonna go off camera, figure out what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna come back. But if you're curious what's going on right now, this is the palette that inspires me video on the Desi X Katie Friendcation collab with Dose of Colors. Like, I still love this palette to this day, and I'm still living for the eye look I created. So that's what's going on in the eyes right now. But I'm gonna go off camera, figure out what we're gonna do with this particular palette, and then I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, so this is the eye I was inspired to create with the Indigo Ink palette today. So let's get into it. So I took this whole row, I took this shade, and these 2 shades to create this look. So let's get into it. So I started off with the bright corally shade called Ink Floyd, and just started patting it up here, because there's not really that many transition shades in here. So I feel like this is like the one I had to use, because there was literally like nothing else. I did this eye look like totally different than the normal techniques that I use when it came to like the mattes and the shimmers. So, and just to see how y'all like it and how it translates on camera, I guess. So I'm just patting it all around. Lately I've just been patting, I haven't really been blending, which is weird for me, because y'all know I normally blend and pat as I'm like doing the eye look. But lately I've just been like, oh, pat, and then going forward. So now we're gonna go into the red shade. Start putting that in the outer V. Camera always want to die when I'm trying to do stuff. Look, why can't you just let me be great? Y'all, why can't the camera just let me be great? I don't understand why it won't let me be great. So I just patted this on that outer V, and I thought it was gonna get more transition than it did. I mean, I feel like you can tell there's 2 different shades out there, but I was hoping it would do a little bit more as far as like showing the transition of the 2 shades, and I feel like it didn't do as great a job as I was hoping. But it looks decent. So now we're gonna go into the shade Nori. That's the lime yellowish green shade. When you tap it in, I feel like it looks more yellow than green, which I found interesting. But I'm trying to get as high up into the crease as I can, because y'all know when I cut the crease, like the color gonna get cut by the glitter glue and the shimmer. So I'll try to stretch my eye now to kind of like push it up higher, so I won't have to go in and do as much detail work of putting it back once I start tapping it like so. There you go. Okay, y'all, as usual, the battery didn't die yet. So I'm gonna go off camera and do the glitter glue situation, and then I'll come back and we can start with the shades on the lid. So I started off with this one in the front shell, yeah. Then I put this one in the back. Then I put a little bit of ink defense on top of it, and then I put the glue on top. I put Squid Pro Glow in the inner corner, and then I think I put ink defense on top of it. In addition to putting ink defense on top of this shade right here. So I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so we're gonna start off in the front with Shell Yeah. And it wasn't as pigmented as I thought it was. It's more like a topper shade, so I was a little disappointed when I put it on at the front, which is why I ended up putting the extra shade toward the back, because I was just gonna put this all over the lid, but it wasn't giving like I was hoping it was gonna give. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to improvise and find something else to make this work with. But since this palette has been sitting here for a while, I forgot how this shade was. And I usually just use it as an inner corner shade anyway. I've never actually used it on the lid, so I was inspired to use it on the lid today, basically. I think the backup plan really worked pretty well, y'all. I was happy about it, because when I first put this shade on, I was like, I don't know how I feel, but with the other shade on the back, I feel like it gives a nice transition, because initially I just wasn't feeling this one. Now I'm going to take the one I told y'all I was going to put back and start it back here. So I'll just kind of topple it on top of that one and just kind of start rubbing it on the lid. But yeah, I thought that shade was gonna give me a lot more pigmentation, and then it didn't, so then I was just like, oh, okay. I was kind of disappointed, but you know, it's cool. It ended up turning out pretty nice regardless, thank goodness, because I was a little concerned, y'all. I ain't even gonna front. Okay, so now, as y'all saw, I did front to back to the back to front. Then I took the blue shade and started putting it on top of this shade to give like some extra dimension, because initially I was going to put this on the outer V, but I ended up putting the red instead, as you all saw. But I felt like this brought a nice little extra kind of ombre effect to the outer V, which I thought looked kind of cool. So I was happy I didn't end up doing it that way. It ended up working out better like this, in my personal opinion, because I like the darkness on the outer V and then bringing a little bit of nice red depth back. So I'm here for it as a whole vibe. I was thinking about actually putting the dark blue on the lower lash line, because I don't have any more eye looks I have to do today. My mom said I didn't have any mail show up, so I was like, maybe I should, but I'm like, I don't want to chance it and then some end up showing up later, because I'll come home sometimes, she'd be sitting there asleep, and then like somebody dropped off a package, and then I put some on the lower lash line, and then I gotta try to like reorganize life. So I'm like, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm gonna take Squid Pro Glow now and put that in my inner corner, like so. So it looks pretty nice on its own, so that works. And then I'm gonna take the shade that I told y'all about, Ink Defense. Put a little bit of that on top of this part right here. Just give a nice little extra effect. But to me, it feels like I look like I have rainbow eyes, like an iridescent-ish type rainbow eye vibe. That's what it's giving me. And you know, I'm not upset about it. I'm put a cute little, you know, eyeliner on it to give it extra pop, because if y'all see the shade in the crease has, excuse me, oxidized quite a bit, and I'm not here for, you know, I want it to be vibrant and fun. This is not giving that. I'm gonna do what I do best and improvise, so that's why we got the eyeliner on. But this is the finished eye look with the Indigo Ink palette from Menagarie Cosmetics. Back y'all up. So this was all inspired to create today. I hope this inspired you to pull out this palette and try to create a look of your own. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.